individual cell basis, 3.5 minutes for the whole body. So when he pounds down the 50 gallons of water all at once, his red blood cells go from flat, just womp, right back to oval, and his fat cells go from normal for a human back to normal for a camel immediately. So, what this taught me about the Bible, in the Old Testament, it says that the servant goes looking for a bride for his master's son. And he prays, "O Lord, let it be a sign to me that the young woman would offer to water not only me, but the camels as well." Before I had camels, I'm like, so what? She watered your animal. Who cares? I'm thinking, burning bush, voice from above, threw out a sheet of wool. I don't know. But certainly not. She gave your animal a drink. So now that I have camels and I understand that this one could drink 30 and that one could drink 50, back up a few verses, see he was walking with 10 loaded with gifts. Now we're talking about some girl going to dip up 3 to 500 gallons of water with a bucket. That hits a little different. So what I learned from that is that the fact that I didn't understand something in the Bible didn't make it wrong. It just meant I lacked for knowledge or information at the time. Maybe sometime later I'll understand it, maybe I won't, but the Bible is true and accurate in every regard. Alright, other thing about this particular camel, this is the kissing camel. You want to give this guy a kiss, you come up to him, you go boo boo. And the camel will give you a kiss. It is his nose, not his slobbery face. And so if you're a mom, put your hands like this. Moms are incapable of hearing. Don't put your hands in the camel's face like this. So you're welcome to give him a kiss. You can take pictures. You can take group pictures. If you don't want a camel kiss, you can stand next to him like this, and you can arm arms or a friend. You can get a selfie with him. Please do take pictures with the camel. And I got one more animal to show you before we wrap up. Come here, Dorothy. Yes. Hard on the hair too, isn't it?
What you doing? Are we pretty birds? Are we pretty birds? Hi. What's up? What's up? I'm sorry, what? Are you talking to me? Are you a pretty bird? Are you a pretty bird?
Hi, let's meet you.
Well, hello.
What's your name? Maybe you don't want to get in the picture by yourself? You don't want one by yourself? Okay, why not? Yeah. Look at me.
All from different angles.
Patty, look at me.
That's pretty neat.
All right.
You guys want to go all together?
Sure.
Me and Cameron?
How big that is.
Well, let me tell you something. When somebody says stop sticking your hand out, you have a really hard time when somebody tells you to stop. You continue to do that.
All right, guys, we got one more animal to show you inside.
All right, come on.
His name is Shogun.
Henley.
All right, guys, before I get this next one, everybody needs to use the hand sanitizer if you haven't already. You already did your good. If you pet a cat or you pet a kangaroo, you can literally kill the kangaroo. So make sure you get hand sanitizer.
It's very talkative.
He's just been cooing.
Yes. That one is a cockatiel, I do believe, or cockatoo. Yeah, cockatoo. John will know because it is very jealous of John. No, Liz is wife.
All right, guys,
Yep.
this is Phoebe. Phoebe is the first baby kangaroo that was born here on the farm. She came out of the pouch on July 12th, so she is 10 months old right now, and she's very soft. You're welcome to come and pet her. One of the four, yeah. What do you have, 2:30 or 6:30? Only the two little ones eat at 2:30. Well, I don't know, that's my call. I didn't do the schedule today. Or any other day. Doesn't like your monkey.
What's her name?
This is Phoebe. I haven't seen the show, but I'm.
He finally let you hold it. That's good.
She's like, I think it's about time for me to go back to bed. Not sure why that door hasn't opened magically. And he'll start to tell us too. He'll come over and hook onto that door frame and start pecking at the door. And I'm like, this is supposed to open. And he does that in the morning too. If I come in and I don't open up the door right away, he hears me in here chopping things up and moving around. He's like, this is supposed to be open. And he'll come down and start, beating the heck out of the door going. And so I'll turn around and open it up for him. But that is his schedule and he knows it. He likes to stick to it. Sloths are very routine animals. They like to do the same thing at the same time in the same way every single day. And that's really what they thrive off of. And even our ambassador sloths, Zoe and Dash and Chloe, they all have certain periods in the day where it's supposed to be their encounter time. And even if they don't have an encounter, if they've not been scheduled for that, I still try to hold them for at least 30 minutes of it just to keep them on that schedule and keep them looking forward to it, because all three of our ambassador sloths genuinely will seek out human interaction. And if they don't get it, it kind of messes up their schedule. And I can always tell with Dash in the afternoons, he goes back up to the main house. Dash is our year-old baby, and he, on the way back up to the house, if he's had his schedule all, stuck to his schedule, had his encounters and everything, he'll just sleep the whole way up in his little basket. But if he hasn't had his afternoon encounter, and he hasn't had that time, that quality time with somebody, he'll be climbing out of that basket, reaching up onto my chair, pulling himself up, looking to see if he can climb over onto me. And I usually feel bad, and I'll sit with him up there at the house for a little bit.
So you gotta have your human touches.
They love it. And that's not, I'm sure that Kevin was telling you about how it's not natural for a sloth to seek out interaction like that. Because Flash is a good example. He was born and raised in captivity, but before we got him, the only really human interaction that he ever had was just observation, like people would be on the other side of the glass just watching him, or they'd go in and put food in his dish and then go right back out. So when he came here, and John, the owner, would spend a lot of time of the day just in there talking to him, blowing up banana towards him to try to see if he'd come down, and just enticing him to come spend time with him. He thought he was weird for a long time, but then eventually slowly started to build that trust and would start to come down, spend more time closer and closer with him, before he realized that, okay, this guy, every time this guy comes in here, I get little snacks of my favorite foods.
Pavlov action.
So I just started to thrive off of that, and that's always been his routine since then. What do you think, bud? You coming over and tell me it's time? And it's funny, they do have little internal clock systems too. I think that all animals do to an extent, but the sloths really do, because if I start to get long-winded or something, I'll start to talk for a little bit longer. They always start to tell me, all right, it's been right at about time, especially Flash. She's good about, all right, it's been my hour. This store's supposed to be opening right about now. And here's him in the fridge. He's like, you getting out green beans for me? You're coming over here to drop your slobber on me here. Yeah. Hey, bud. I think we started about 10 minutes late for you guys, so we've gone just a little bit over to make sure we've got our full amount of time. Our time with Zoe's right at coming to an end, but I know we want to watch that Flash going back up. So I'll take Zoe and put her back into her enclosure, and then we'll watch Flash go back up into his room. Bye. Girl. You sleeping, you bury your little face. I'm a little baby. Come on, girl. There we go. Alright. Oh, your hammock's pretty. Why would it be in hammock?
Uh-oh. She's gonna start picking. A little pick on your glass.
Looks like she had an accident in her hammock last night. Alright, bud, that means you kinda gotta move for me to open this up. You know the drill up here. Come on, bud. And you guys are welcome to walk in there into his enclosure too. Some of those pictures and videos turn out a lot better if you're actually in there.
Stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys can go all the way in, take some pictures and things. And that's what he does to come down too, it's just kind of in the reverse portion.
Just come into the room.
Says, I'll just let myself in.
Do we allow baby wearing on camel rides? Strapping a eight-month-old baby for the camel ride?
Minimum age 2 for insurance reasons.
Thank you.
He usually goes straight up to his hammock or another little comfortable spot for him to sleep. And then he kind of runs his own show. He'll come and go as he pleases the rest of the day. Sometimes I'll be in the middle of another encounter and I hear his little tapping on the other side of the door and I open it up for him. You take the long route, buddy?
To be fair, he's moving faster than I thought he would.
Yeah, a lot of people are surprised by that. If they've got a mission in mind, they can definitely get from point A to point B a lot quicker than they would naturally. And the sloths that we have in captivity, they're fed much higher quality diets.
Yeah.
And they get hand fed every day. It's not like they have to go searching for the leaves, because it's not just any leaves they can eat. They can really only eat the fresh leaves that are just starting to grow on the end of the branches. So they've got to go from end to end trying to find all those, and are exerting a lot of energy in the process. And we just, give it to them right in front of their faces, and so they have much more energy to go climbing around and doing things like that than they would naturally. Let's see what we're on here. I think that's only been about 15 minutes. I just realized that this one's just been going for 15 minutes. Yeah. You guys want to come back out this way? We're gonna sanitize our hands real quick. And then if you guys like to do Google reviews for places, it really helps us out to hear your guys' opinion and how you like your encounters and everything. Because a lot of people like to check those out before they come to a place like this.
kangaroo for red kangaroos is 1 male, 50 females. So if you want to be the 1 male, 49 have got to go, and that's the way they roll. In the wild, that means that a male kangaroo is lucky to make 5 years. In captivity, we don't hunt them, shoot them, run them down with pickup trucks, take them off the fence, and let them take each other out. So in captivity, these guys can live 20 years, and they never stop growing. He likes Kevin this morning.
Sorry, I'll come back over there. Come on, Ruff.
He doesn't like Kevin. He's not a fan of the tripod. When he goes there in the field, he comes after the tripod.
I think he's intimidated by it. That's hilarious.
All right, you guys are welcome to keep getting your pictures with him, and then we'll start to feed these guys. All right, so the red kangaroo in the wild, because he's only going to live 5, the red kangaroo is going to max out around 140, 150 pounds, and that's what he is right now. In captivity, though, they can live to be 20 years old, and they never stop growing. So in captivity, a male kangaroo can get well over 6 feet tall and well over 200 pounds. We have both the genetics and the intent to grow a record-sized kangaroo here. The father of our father kangaroo.
What?
Looking at Marty.
Oh.
Father of our father kangaroo was 6'2" and 225 when he passed at 8 years old. The father of our female kangaroos was 6'4" and 250 when he passed at 10 years old. Neither one of those of natural causes. Had either one of those lived to be their full lifespan of 20 years, they would likely have exceeded 7 feet. All right, guys, you're welcome to take some food out of the bucket, stick your hand through the fence, and they will eat out of your hand. All of them will. The female kangaroos go to 80 to 100 pounds, whether wild or captive. The males get much, much, much bigger in captivity. And the world record for a red kangaroo is currently 6'7" standing on the ground, 8.5 feet from nose to tail. And we intend to exceed that here. The kangaroos are moving machines. Kangaroo covers 15 and 20 miles per day in the desert. Kangaroo, an adult male, can jump at least 20 feet from a standstill. On subsequent jumps, they can jump 40. So if you're on by the pole, you're starting from this wood pole, that would be 8, 16. Halfway to third one is 20. For 40 feet, that's 8, 16, 24, 32. Grant is standing where 40 feet would be from this wood pole. That is in a single jump if he is already moving. First jump is not near as far, and there's more to that, but subsequent jumps, they jump much further. An adult male kangaroo can go 45 miles an hour across the desert. The amazing thing is their calorie intake is really low. For a human, to walk is effort of 1, to jog is 3 or 4 times the effort of walking, 3 or 4 times the calorie expenditure. To sprint is 25, 30 times the effort of walking. Kangaroo's not so. When a kangaroo is walking like he is, they're called a pentaped. They always go 2 front feet, 2 back feet, tail. 2 front, 2 back, tail. And the front feet and the tail are doing most of the work when they're walking. When they're jumping, they jump only on the 2 back feet. You would then call them a biped. When they're jumping, the 2 back feet are the only ones doing the work. If you look at their 2 back feet, they're actually pretty doggone slender for something that's going to hit 45 miles an hour. The way that they move, if you look at the back of his legs, you see the 2 bands going down the backs of his legs. Those are tendons. Those tendons operate like springs. So Winnie the Pooh disserviced this in 2 specific ways. First, the pouches do not go like this. It's like an open navel like that. And second, the tigers are not what's made out of springs, it's the kangaroos. So when the kangaroo comes down out of the air, it stretches the tendons in his legs like this, and then as he goes forward, whang, it slams him shut like a spring and flings him forward by the force of springs, not by the strength of muscles. That is how a kangaroo can cover 15 and 20 miles per day in the desert and only eat about 500 calories a day of food. For a human to be covering that kind of distance, you would need at least 5,000 calories a day.
Hey John, we just had 2 people add on to the camel encounter at 12.
Yeah, send them on. We'll be ready in 10 minutes. All right, guys, let's go inside and see the babies.
Until then.
We'll get it, John.
Want food?
Oh.
Got it. Ed is who you're gonna ride. That's not mine.
That was perfect, Ed. Thank you. Hey, Grant, what were you telling me earlier about the camels?
So yeah, as you might hear, Ed is rumbly and grumbly. That led to some controversy.
Hold on 1 second. All right, now go for it, Grant.
So as you might have heard, Ed is doing some rumbling and grumbling. Sounds really mean, doesn't it, Kevin?
Yes.
So let's talk about that. We've had some controversy about that before. Are we being mean to him? We even thought we were being mean to him for a second. Let's talk about Ed's history. Ed came from a place called Emerald Coast Zoo in Florida, and boo. Ed would do up to 400 rides a day with up to 4 adults at a time. Coming here, he does no more than 20 rides a day with no more than 2 adults at a time. That, of course, kind of changes things for him. And when we first got him, we thought, are we hurting him? What are we doing wrong? Because he did that roaring. After thousands of dollars in paying the vet, the official diagnosis, guys, is that he's lazy. Ain't that something?
Ed's lazy. But I think he's in good spirits, don't you?
I think so. He just thinks he's retired.
Thank you, Grant. Have a good day.
You too, man.
Ruby and Max are about 15 months old. So these guys in the wild would all be weaned by now. In the wild, they only drink milk from their mothers out to 10 months. But in captivity, we feed them for much, much longer. Because the longer you feed baby kangaroo a bottle, the friendlier kangaroo you will have. So we feed ours all the way to 18 months. Very few places do that because it is prohibitively expensive. They eat a fully synthetic formula that just is expensive. The baby kangaroos, when they're born, they're the size of a jelly bean, 2 grams. Crawl on their own to their mother's pouch, no back legs, no tail, no eyes. And they latch onto a teat, and they don't come out of the pouch until they're 7 months old. The whole thing about kangaroo gestation we talk about on the bottle feeding, and it takes me half an hour to go through that. So just a very brief is that a kangaroo is pregnant forever. No, you felt the chinchilla? Do what? Chinchillas are insanely soft. And the reason, where a human has one hair, they have one